to. They said they'll find a fair place, a good place to replace it. And that they have this big closet over in Town Hall to put everybody in. Everybody, standing room only. 66th wedding anniversary over there at Sharon Care. Clarence and Emma Muro of Casadega. Isn't that something? 60 years married? Nobody heard of such a thing in this day and age. It's 60 days as a marriage. They're having a big spring fling party. They've announced well in advance, April 28, 2012, at the Beaver Club. Keep an eye on the Observer for announcements and details of that. If you want to join over there, you can. It's a Fredonia crowd that anybody's allowed in, and they'll take you from all around the country. Under 50 is all you have to. If you're under 50, you can become an associate member. Any new member, 50 and over, you're in like Flynn. And if you've been there for 3 years and you're 80, you get a lifetime membership for free. Can you beat that? If you're interested, call Rose Siri, 679-4386. Westfield Seniors, last but not least. Shirley Copine does a job over there. She has a husband who's a fireman still. Guy, he's almost he uses a walker. He's still a fireman. He runs the fire police, as a matter of fact. All right, President Shirley Copine, the speaker for the afternoon, is coming up. Ann Luce, who owns Herbs Are For You. And she says if you go out and graze your front lawn, you'll be healthy. And lots of herbs anyway, and they make you healthier. And they don't have some of the poisonous effects that a lot of the modern medications do. Also, they don't do some of the things modern medications do, so you make your point. Upcoming catered luncheon in Westfield. Drop around. Union Relief is requesting them as their assistance in gathering of mittens, mitten gloves, socks, scarves, caps. They can either be hand knitted at home, which a lot of people still can do. Some people still can do. It's kind of a lost art. Modern ladies do not learn to knit. Very few do. Betty Reed, how do you do? New member. Next meeting, November 10th at the Y. They'll have an annual Chinese auction. Now we have, I just got the word. I am finished. I'm out of here. They will not let me have any more news because we're waiting for the guy who tells it like it is. This guy shoots from the hip. John Hamels, we call him Doc Hamels. John, you're on the air and ready to go. Let's go.
Well, I thought we were going to have a little PSA. That's why I was hanging out in the wings. Well, anyways, here I am. Good morning, everyone. Morning, Fred.
Morning.
Good to see you again. Well, just a few things to share with you. Just as additional information about the Brian Higgins get-together. If you're interested, you have to do an RSVP, Reed. And maybe I'll leave that information with you if you want to.
Okay, the RSVP, where do you RSVP?
Well, I'll just give him the phone number. It's
All right.
484-0729. And you ask for Leanne Jordan, and that's where you check it out. But they're saying there's going to be representatives from not only from Brian Higgins' office, but from other community organizations, specifically for veterans, seniors, and their families. So that's coming up, as Reed had noted. You're welcome. Okay, a lot of times here in Chautauqua County we say there's nothing to do, or we just seem to sit in our homes and watch TV, whatever. But I got an opportunity here for folks, grandparents especially, and parents. Next weekend at the Children's Safety Village, as many of you know, is one of the things that it's near and dear to my heart. Over at it's across from the Bosey Center. They're actually in the same parcel of land on Route 394 in Asheville. There's going to be a Winter Wonderland craft show next Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 5 on Saturday, 10 to 4 on Sunday. That's on November 5 and 6. And the weather looks like it's already going to start getting us into the spirit of the holidays. But listen to this. For just let's see, for seniors, it's $3, and students it's $3, and children under 5 is free. But this is what they're going to have. They're going to have horse-drawn trolley rides, Christmas gifts and crafts. All the little buildings there. There's going to be crafters from all over the area there. There's going to be, they're going to decorate the place. There's going to be food and beverages, kettle corn for sale, live music, including yours truly. I'll be singing with some of the local folks over there.
Rock and Bill, right?
Oh, no, not in this case. I'm going to be singing with Gary Kinberg and his daughter. We're just going to do Christmas holiday things. This is just an impromptu sing-along. There's going to be face painting, a petting zoo, pictures with Santa. No, I will not be posing. And just a whole bunch of good things. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's next weekend over at the Children's Safety Village. Hey, if you did...
Time and place again.
Okay, it's going to be at the Safety Village on Route 394. It's on the same parcel as the BOCES Center, Hughes Center. November 5, that's Saturday from 10 to 5, and then on Sunday, 10 to 4. And then finally, just as you said, Reed, November 8th, just because Fred's here, has nothing to do with what I'm going to say, but voting is important. And I was thinking about when I was school superintendent, they called me Landslide Hamels one year because my budget went through by one vote. And that one vote saved our district a lot of money of having to repost and refinance the classified ads and all the inspectors and all that stuff. And Fred, as you know, as a former board president, that it's the votes that really matter out there. And again, vote your heart, whatever it is, but get out there and vote. It's your right as a citizen here in the States. So back to you, Reed.
Well, thank you, John. One of the curious things is when you vote on the school board budget, I also am a old board member. There's very little you're voting on. There's probably maybe 5% of the budget at the most is changeable. The rest of it's all contracted, they're ordered by the state through mandates. And so basically you're voting on your sports, your art, music, and bus transportation. That's all you're voting on out of this massive budget. And if you vote it down, as John points out, they simply put it up again, and then it usually goes through because people get tired of running around and voting, and all the PTA goes down and votes. So you get everybody who's with you. Fred Croscut doing the job here, and before he's on, we're going to do a public service announcement. I wanted to get John early because we have a lot to cover. So this is a public service announcement just for you.
Today is Saturday. Today is Saturday. Salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, double ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday. Let's move Mondays, Father's next Sunday. All the healthy children eat well and move a lot. And move a lot. And move a lot. Eat well and move a lot. 60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Skip a rope Saturday, freeze tag Friday, tap dance Thursday, whole grains Wednesday, try a veggie Tuesday. Let's move Mondays to the sweet Sunday. Eat well and move a lot. Today is Saturday. Today is Saturday. All the healthy children, all the healthy children. Get ideas. Get involved. Get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
There you go. I hope you got the message. Don't forget to vote. November 8th, second Tuesday in November, all the time. That's when elections take place. And get out there and vote like crazy. Vote at least once or twice anyway, early and often, as they say. A politician is down at the cemetery delivering his opening campaign speech. And one of his friends drops by and said, why do you open your campaign at the cemetery? He says, well, most of these people voted for my opponent last time. Fred Croscut. He's leads the, what's your official title over there in the legislature? Not president?
Chairman of the county legislature.
Chairman of the county legislature. He has, is anybody running against you this year?
No,
okay.
No, I haven't.
So I'm safe in having you on just for the elections.
Well, I'll mention that in a minute.
We have, nobody's running against him. He's doing a good job. I must say that's despite the flack you've been receiving in the headlines all over the county. Well, tell us about the email. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard of.
Well, the email, as you know, each party has their group of people that they take advice from. They have a legislative network in the county that you meet from time to time, and you give guidance to your election, your candidates. And we've been meeting 2 or 3 times this last year, trying to find good candidates, as I'm sure the other side of the aisle has. And we have a very trusted group of individuals that about a half a dozen of us that meet and give advice. And So this one lady, I'll remain unnamed, is on this legislative.
Unless you read the paper.
Well, I don't want to criticize anyone. I'm not that type of person, but
Right.
I had received some calls from candidates and some Republicans in the county after some articles that came out in the paper. And why was this individual praising the other side? And I really didn't worry about it till about the third call I got, because I knew some other people had talked to this individual, and so consequently, as chairman, I decided it was my place to send an email, contact her, call her, whatever. And so I emailed her, and it wasn't meant to be that critical. I just wanted to remind her that in her position, it wasn't good to come out and be praising the other side of the aisle. And and she is a very, very hardworking individual, highly respected within the Republican Party, much as I'm sure in the Democratic side, if it would have been the other way around, they have the same groups. And it was made us all remind us that anything you put in email can come out in a newspaper, and somehow it ended up in a newspaper. I was surprised that it did. I was also surprised by the response of one of our other legislative network people who also happens to be a legislator. So it came out, it happened, it's water over the dam. People that know me know that it really wasn't meant to be a true criticism of Rudy Mueller or Mr. Gullo. It's just a thing that I had to bring to the attention of one of our individuals that's, here again, highly respected within our party, of why she was doing that. The response from Mr. Runkle, I was somewhat taken back by, but yet it's a free country. And that just goes to show you that we have a very active caucus. People sometimes are very opinionated, and I do my best to work with both sides of the aisle as people that really know me and try to get things accomplished. So
yeah, there you go.
That's what happened.
Having had you on the program, I really have to compliment you, because you do expose yourself to the public here. You come on this open program where people can call in, see you, and you do it every month or so, and it's just terrific.
Yeah.
And
I'm happy to be here today, and I hope we get some calls.
And
There's been a lot going on.
There sure has, and it's just it's great to have you here. Even Mr. Runkle, who was a little bit critical, did indicate you're a terrific Republican doing a great job.
Yep.
But he said,
but yes,
enough of that.
But as far as voting, I also want to remind people, at least in the Sherman and Chautauqua region, I praise the town board here. I praise the town board in Sherman, but the problem is there's no contested races in my district.
Yeah.
So I urge people to get out and vote. And as far as signs, I suppose on one hand it's good not to see all those signs. But on the other hand, I'll be doing a mailing. I am running again. And don't forget to vote. And the other thing that will be on the ballot this year is a reduction of the legislature. The legislature has really decided to go to 19 members. It'll be on the ballot. I hope that it passes. I know there's people in my district that like the 25, but here again, you have to negotiate. If it isn't, approved, then does that tell you that they want to go with 25, or do they want to go with 17? And we haven't been able yet to get a redistricting plan through.
Yeah.
I hope we do, but that will be on the ballot. But please go out and vote.
That'll be on this coming ballot.
That'll be on the ballot this a week from Tuesday.
Okay, there you go, guys. There's a reason to go out and vote.
Yep.
You mentioned the signs when there's an election coming up. There's all these signs on the road. I once was working for Citizens Action of the state of New York under a grant from them, through them, and dealing with seniors. And Citizens Action, which is still around, was very involved in elections. And one of the things, they won elections. They would start out, they would support somebody and tell them how to do it. Yeah. And they had a program, and one of the things, the first thing they told you was the signs don't mean anything. A sign has never changed anyone's vote. They see all the signs, and you think that's going to make a difference. It doesn't. The thing that makes a difference is handshaking. Press in the flesh. Meet them in person, get to know them, have a parade, have a band, and let them see you, and that's the way you get reelected or elected. And the signs only give heart to your supporters. They say, oh, we're doing wonderfully, look at all the signs. They don't mean anything, they're meaningless. And the way, of course, you win real elections, you'll see somebody at the polls taking down names or whatever. What they do is, Citizen Action a long time ago sent everybody out to canvass the area, especially the opponent, the guy running, but all his workers, and they had a little card, and they'd stop at your house and say, what do you think about John Doe, your candidate? And they'd say, he stinks. They'd write down their no on their little card, on their dress, and your name. And if somebody said, oh, I love him, he's my brother-in-law, then, well, they write a yes. And then somebody said, I'm not sure, I'm thinking about it, they write a maybe. Then come election time, they watch the polls, and you'll see the poll watchers there for the parties, and they'll see who's coming in and who has not come in, and they make notes, they go through the cards, oh yes,